Hello, fabulous Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2014, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, and especially in the early part of the month, there is a very strong focus on the areas of life that have to do with your goals and achievements, and tangible achievement at that. A lot of you are going to experience this in the context of career success, and there's very likely to be at least some successes that do change the way in which you actually are going about your work. So it isn't just that you get some sort of accolade and it lasts a brief moment and then you move on. No, it does look like there is a direct impact as a result of achieving some goal, securing some success. There's a direct impact on the way in which you're living your life, the work that you are actually doing as well. In the early part of the month, in the first half of the month, we have a full moon taking place, and this full moon is happening at the very top of your sky. It's happening in the part of the sky for you that has to do with career direction. Yes, so on a very practical level, it does have to do with doing well in interviews. It does have to do with making a good impression on higher ups, especially those people in a position of authority and power. But this part of the sky also has to do with what it is that you believe is worth achieving, what it is that you believe is worth going for in this life. And in that sense, it's also associated with life purpose. What is particularly interesting about this full moon that is taking place is that it is speaking in supreme harmony with Mars and Pluto. And both of those placements currently are moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with the work and the work environment and the work that you're actually doing. But what's also interesting about this particular full moon is that it is standing across the sky from Venus. So let me break it down, the implication of these different placements as it relates to this full moon for you. When we have a full moon happening at the very top of your sky, it is always going to be an important moment for you, an important turning point for you. And considering that how strongly this moon is speaking to the way in which you're living your life day to day, it does look like changes are afoot, changes are taking place, but they seem to be changes that you like very much, changes that empower you, that make you feel strong, that make you feel clear about who you are and what it is that you want to be doing, what is worth doing as part of achieving the things that you desire to achieve. So on just one very literal level, you look at that and just as it sounds, it looks like some change in the workplace will lead to success. Okay, so just on a very clear level, if you are one of those people who's been wanting to get work or more rewarding work or looking for advancement, this is a time when the sky definitely is on your side and can help you to propel yourself forward. It's also a great time to be doing any kind of interviews and to be in those types of situations. This is also a time when you could find yourself experiencing changes in the workplace that lead you in a direction of being a boss or an authority figure yourself. Also a very likely scenario. If you are one of those people who is self-employed, this could be a time when you attract a client who is in some way really helps you to understand, not only changes the work, and this does represent a major achievement of sorts. It is sort of a power client, if you will, but it really helps you understand the nature of your work, the value of the work, and what you can expect going forward into the future in terms of the impact that your work has as well. So there is certainly progress on offer. There's a feeling of success for you as well. This particular full moon, though, is standing across the sky from Venus. And so when I look at that, it does suggest an element here of melancholy. It suggests that there may be some matter of comfort, some matter of ease, especially in terms of the home space, that may still feel a little distant to you. But thankfully, it does look like you know what needs to be done if you're going to get there, if you're going to get to have those things that you most desire to have. if you're going to get to the place where you feel like you're experiencing greater ease, you understand what steps need to be taken. However, you see that it is a process. That moment may not be just yet. So when I look at this, there's a couple of very literal ways that this could play out. Okay, this could play out in terms of you get some sort of promotion. However, it may not come with the type of financial reward you might be hoping for or thinking about just yet. There may be a delay in the type of financial reward. There may be an increase in power and responsibilities, but the amount that you're offered isn't matching the amount that you're going to be taking on just yet. There's also an element here just on another level, because we have Venus moving through a part of the sky that has to do with home for you. It could be that the opportunity that presents itself is a little far from home. So whether that means a longer commute, which is possible, just on, again, on a very literal level, or whether that actually means where you are most comfortable. Maybe you've been in the same situation for a while, it's felt really safe and felt really comfortable, and now you realize that you're going to have to break out of that comfort zone. Not always the easiest thing to do, certainly. However, at the same time, you can see the advantage, and you can see that ultimately, in the bigger picture, this situation, the progress that's being made now, is going to help you to create greater blessings for yourself, even if it is not immediately evident in the moment. So there certainly is progress all around. For those of you who don't experience this as much on a literal sense, so far I've been talking very much about the very practical ways this energy is likely to manifest in terms of changes on the career front, on the work front as well. For those of you who are a little bit more esoterically inclined, like to engage the sky from a more perspective that has to do with your own emotional awareness, your personal growth as well. When I look at the sky, and because it is speaking so strongly to life purpose, you do gain some very valuable insights into just what it is that you're going for over the course of this lifetime, what type of legacy it is that you wish to create. And there is a very deep connection to an understanding as to how you are living your life and if it supports where you want to go or not. This is a time when some really powerful changes can take place for you that are about you making adjustments to the way that you live your life, from those daily rituals, those little things you do day in and day out that show you that you value yourself and that you value this incarnation, that you have a sense of love and self-care. That is an area that is likely to get an adjustment now, thanks to the insights you are getting into how far away your lived experience may be from what you believe is a higher calling for your life. Sometimes it really is the littlest things that we can do that make the biggest impact towards moving us in a very powerful direction and a very purposeful direction as part of the trajectory of our life to living more and more true to ourselves. Now, this is Mars and Pluto meeting after all. And so Mars and Pluto, their energy is very much about release. It's an energy of ending. With the full moons also represent things coming to fruition, things coming to a natural conclusion, understanding what has served its purpose, and being ready to let something go so that you can move into the future. And all that to me spells change, ultimately. Change in what you understand really matters, and change in the way that you see how it is that you are affirming what you believe yourself to be and how it is that you might not be. This is a great time to get some very important insights, some powerful insights into how you could be living differently in order to feel a stronger sense of self. There is, I am going to just put this out there, a small percentage of you out there, a very small percentage of Leos, may get a little bit of a health scare, and it really is just going to be that. And the reason that I say that is because ultimately this configuration of Pluto and Mars can sometimes speak to a health scare. However, it's speaking so positively with with this particular full moon. And that tells me that if anything does come up, and again, for a very small percentage of you out there, you have a handle on it rather quickly. It's like you understand what needs to be done, and you understand that this is a chance for you to take a lot better care of yourself. And that's really where your answer is going to be found as well. And so a quick moment may lead to the realization that the way that you've been living isn't going to help you get where it is that you ultimately desire to go, personally, professionally, and also emotionally, spiritually. And if that should happen, if you should be one of those people who experiences that call on a level of your body asking for your attention, then know that the answer is literally right there as well. The answer is literally just a heartbeat away for you. And once you have that answer, you are moving in a direction of greater strength, certainly, and especially on a physical level, of greater strength and a greater sense of what is essential, that strength that is essential within you, free of the superfluous things that do not matter and that you no longer need. One thing is for sure, though, this month is about you getting honest about how you are living and whether or not it supports where you ultimately want to go. For some of you, that may work out in a work and career context. For others, maybe a little bit more elevated, a little less literal. However, all Leos this month have the tremendous opportunity and the blessing to get honest with yourselves and get clear about where you're going and to live true to that higher vision that the universe has for your life.